We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 3. This is the last canto, and the chapter is called the Bhumi Gita. We were talking about the different kinds of things that are going to happen in this particular yuga. Now, we will continue from verse 39 onwards. In the age of Kali, people's mind will always be agitated. They will become emaciated by famine and taxation, my dear king, and will always be disturbed by fear of drought. They will lack adequate clothing, food and drink, will be unable to properly rest, have sex or bathe themselves, and will have no ornaments to decorate their body. In fact, the people of Kali Yuga will gradually come to appear like ghostly, haunted creatures. So, how is the age of Kali going to exhibit itself? First and foremost, it is going to take over the minds of the people. The mind of the people will always be agitated. So there isn't a single moment in time when their minds are not going to be agitated. They are going to be agitated constantly. So peace is going to be lacking. They will be always emaciated by famine and taxation. You know how we are affected by tax? On a day-to-day basis, we are thinking how much tax we are paying to the government, how we can save, how we can cut corners. Every human being is thinking like that, the one who has to pay tax. If there is no income, no tax, no? Then you have to live in famine. So the idea is that this yuga is more about these kind of difficulties. The other difficulty is about famine, no food to eat, no water to drink. A small problem happening in one part of the world can create so much of disturbance in another part of the world. Look at the different places. The cost of food in Venezuela is shot through the roof. Today people don't have money to pay for that. In India also there are lots of places where there is so much of poverty and crops are not growing. There is water shortage. People are fighting over water, river water. You will find that every state is fighting with the neighboring state for water purposes. So you can see that Maharashtra and Karnataka have a problem. Karnataka and Goa has a problem. Karnataka and Andhra has a problem. Karnataka and Tamil Nadu has a problem. Water is a terrible thing. So water shortages. The crops are getting destroyed. There is no water there, so crops are getting destroyed. And in some places, there is so much of water that the crops are getting destroyed. And this inundation happens and there is no drinking water available. So there is no water to drink. Countries like Thailand are going underwater. The entire city of Bangkok is going to be inundated with water very shortly. One tsunami, one problem, and the entire city will get engulfed in water alone. It is going below the sea level. So you can see that there are lots of issues that we have to address. But they are not getting addressed because this is the Kali Yuga. People will be disturbed by fear of drought, shortages of food, water, and various other things. It is happening across the world. In some places, people are getting richer, very few places, and the rest of the places, things are going out of hand. The European countries which were supposed to be secure, the NATO treaty is there, and then they have a very cool, comfortable life, no longer is comfortable. There is an influx of so many refugees in those countries that they have crossed from 1% to 2% to 10% and 12%. And the refugees which are coming are each of them having 10 children and 8 children and 5 children. So more number of the refugees are getting produced over there. The local people who were peace, they wanted peace, are no longer in peace. There is shortage of everything over there. So very shortly, in another 10 years or 15 years from now, you will find that Europe is become a ground for only refugees. All the Europeans may have to be, shunted to a very small place, and the rest of the entire Europe is going to be only full of outsiders. Because policies are such. It's not only in Europe, it's in Africa, it's in South America, everywhere across the world. In the United States, in Canada, it is rampant. They will lack adequate clothing, food and drink. Clothing, I don't think people wear clothes also nowadays. If you look at everybody's Instagram feed, you will wonder where have the clothes gone. So, clothing, food and drinks, I just now spoke to you about that, will be unable to properly rest, have sex or bathe themselves. They will be unable to properly rest. So people have, sleeping issues. They can't sleep. They are worried so much that they cannot sleep. Actually, this is a yuga of tamas, Everybody should be sleeping. But it is because of laziness they can't sleep. See? You understand? Sometimes laziness makes you not sleep. If you have not done anything the whole day, do you know how difficult it is to sleep? If you have worked hard, then it is easy to sleep. Because you fall asleep the moment you hit the bed. But here, have sex. People don't, have proper sex at all. Why? And that is the reason why you see yesterday, day before yesterday, the Indian government has sanctioned LGBT community and section 377 of the Indian Penal. Everything has been cleared out. So now people can have, according to olden rules, it was unnatural sex. Okay. So now everything is allowed. So from henceforth, that also is there. And bathe themselves. Where do people bathe nowadays? If they have water, they will bathe. No water. In big cities like Chennai and Delhi and Mumbai and Kolkata and all these places, water doesn't come in the tap also for many days. Bangalore, you have to wait for the water to come. So bathing has become very difficult again. So only sponge bath maybe. All right. And will have no ornaments to decorate their body. Of course, we have a lot of ornaments. Everything is artificial. You go to any place in the country, you will find people are wearing gold jewelry, gold. But it is not gold at all. It is trinkets painted with gold, It's dipped in gold. So they say 1 micron of gold covering is there on that, for which they pay a lot of money. We used to wear, in olden times, people used to wear 24 karat gold. Now people have 12 karat and 18 karat rings, and they think they are very rich. The amount of, I can tell you one thing, the amount of gold that is there in India and China is beyond compare. Nobody can actually guess the amount of gold that is there. These two countries are the richest in the world in terms of gold, because we love to hoard gold. Hoarding of gold, how much gold we love to hoard. Actually rich country, but they don't want to give anybody. Especially the nation. When nation is going into the gutters, they don't want to give them that gold also. Today we are facing a very big issue in India, where the price of a rupee, against dollar, $1 is 72 rupees. Where in olden times, couple of years ago it was some 50 rupees, and before that 40 rupees and all. Now it is 72 rupees. So it has become expensive to buy even petrol and other things because we import. So, coming back to this, no ornaments to decorate the body. In fact, the people of Kali Yuga will gradually come to appear like ghostly haunted creatures. There is no need of ghostly haunted creatures, they are already ghostly haunted. So we have already entered the Kali Yuga. Everybody looks ghostly and haunted. In Kali Yuga, men will develop hatred for each other even over a few coins. Giving up all friendly relations, they will be ready to lose their own lives and kill even their own relatives. Enmity and anger over stupid reasons. There is absolutely no need. But then man doesn't need any needs, to get angry. He can get angry just like that. I don't like your face. I will get angry. I don't like the way you sit. Okay. What is this? I mean, we have hatred for every other person. If somebody does something, we hate that person. For what reason? If the person asks, is trying to sit in a seat, why are you sitting over here? Doesn't even have any idea where he is supposed to sit. Okay, so you tell me where to sit. How to stand? If you ever travel by the local trains, the metro railways or the local trains or the underground, whatever you call it, you can't stand also. And if you were to stand in a particular place, the person will say, that is my place. That's called a standing place. No, that is my place. I always stand over there. Sitting. Earlier it was sitting place. This is the place I sit. Now it is standing place. This is where I always stand and go for 3 hours to my office. Okay, fine. We have become very intolerant towards all these things. And we have hatred for every person. Every second person that we meet, first you will say, oh, I like this person. And then that person does something which is not conducive to your nature. I hate this person from the bottom. The word hate has become so common. It is like now, I always thought that India was a country where terms which are Indian can be used. The Indian 4-letter words. We don't have 4-letter words. We have 40-letter words. Okay. So we could use those words. But now, you look at all the comedy shows and everything that is happening around, they have started exactly emulating all the foreigners. Foreigners means people abroad, and all 4-letter words have come in. We are emulating them. I don't know for what. And a comedy show is supposed to be a comic show. It's comedy. But it is assassination of character, bad language, and the worst kind of, comedy that you can think of. Have you ever seen that? Only 4-letter words are used. The more the number of 4-letter words used and more you talk about sex, then the more greater you are in comedy. Now, why am I talking about comedy show? You will wonder, 2-3 times in the last satsang also I mentioned. The reason is because every country goes through different phases. Today in India, it is the phase of comedy show, Netflix. These are the things which are going to, come out. Horror stories. And what else? Instagram, Twitter. You can go and bash a person on Twitter, and you can go and bash a person on Instagram also. Facebook is slightly behind now in all this. So I hope you understood. Hatred for the neighboring person, whether you like that person or not. If somebody wears a veil, why are you wearing it? And if the person doesn't wear, why are you not wearing it? You see both ways. Is this way or that way? A person says, okay, I am going to, I am with that 377 law. Why are you with it? If the person is against, why are you not with it? See, all these things are leading towards nothing but hatred. And for what purposes? Hatred for just stupid stuff. Even a few coins. There is a very big business in Haridwar, Rishikesh and all these other places, holy places. India has innovated this and now world has also taken over. What do people do? You will find that there are young boys, very young boys, 8, 10 years and all. They will jump into the river and they have a magnet. Whatever coins you are throwing, they collect it. And this has happened all over the world. Even in Venice, where people throw coins, in that fountain, ting, 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 like that, there is somebody to pick it up. You keep a coin outside the temple also, the person will pick it up. Thinking that it is mine, this coin is mine. I found it. It is not found. Somebody has kept it for God. Leave it over there. So, this is the funny part. Even for a few coins, you will have hatred. I will give you one very funny example. Okay, think about it like this. Now, what happens is, there is one coin lying on the floor. Okay. And you are observing it and you are slowly trying to inch towards it. Alright. Someone else comes, picks it up, looks around like this and puts it in the pocket and goes away. You have been trying for 10 whole minutes trying to get close to that coin or that dollar or something that is lying over there. And believe me, this is exactly how it works. And then you get so angry, that fellow came and took it. 10 minutes I have been trying to get to that coin. This is the funny part. There is one very beautiful skit, Across the street there is a car. Okay. And below the car there is a 100 rupee note or a $10 note or whatever. In the tire just below. And this man, he goes and observes it and says, oh, I can see this note. I will wait for the owner of the car to come. Once he comes, I will go and I will pick up the note. So he goes and sits on the parapet on the other side. Now there are lots of people sitting over there. In city, when there is a loose parapet, people sit over there and they gossip. And suddenly, the man whose car it is comes over there. Okay. And he takes out the key. Nowadays it is beep, beep, like that entry. So he enters, bends down, picks up the note, sits in the car and drives away. And all these people who are sitting on the parapet, they are just trying to run towards the car, because everybody sitting on the parapet is waiting for this person to drive away. But this person is very smart. See, what he does is, he picks up the note. Actually, he has stuck it over there. He picks up the note, puts it in his pocket and drives away. Don't you think he's a smart person? There were more than 50 people sitting on the parapet. You know that? Right? This is a way of getting your car to be safe. And it doesn't cost you anything. That man, the driver was a smart guy. Cars nowadays are not safe. You leave your car outside, somebody will come and take it away. Or they will remove all the tires and everything and go away. So, cars are not safe. So, this person sticks a bill, 100 rupee bill below the car and goes away to do his work. And when he comes back, he sees the bill is there because it is under the tire, no? And there are more than 50 people waiting, just looking at the car. When this owner will come, when this owner will come. And the owner comes, removes the bill, puts it in his pocket and drives away. That's for safety, car safety. See? So very important idea that is. So that is a joke, just to tell you the joke. But understand one thing, just for a few rupees, a few coins, a few things, people are ready to kill each other. And they will not stop at it. Men will no longer protect their elderly parents, their children or their respectable wives. Thoroughly degraded, they will care only to satisfy their own bellies and genitals. This has become so common now. Earlier, in olden times, there was a joint family system where the parents used to stay and the children used to stay and the grandchildren used to stay together. Big house, everybody would stay under one roof. Nowadays, old parents, they are either on the streets or they are in these old age homes. Just few days ago, 3 days ago, I received one call. And this person calls me and tells me, do you know a place where I can put my elder brother? Why? He's become senile, Can I put him somewhere? Some old age home or some place where they take care of these mad guys. I was listening to this woman talking to me. And she was talking like this. Actually, many years ago, another brother was dying. So what I did was, I called up a hospice, a person who knew somebody in the hospice, and I got this person, helped this person admit her brother who was dying into this hospice. Alright? He died 2-3 days later because he was just on the verge of death. And that was a good thing. So remembering that, many years later, I think more than 7 or 8 years later, this lady is again calling me, my other brother has become senile, I just want to throw him away somewhere. This is the current state of affairs in our world. And it is not a good thing. It is not a good thing. The irony of it all is, this person helps blind people and small children, hundreds and thousands, not 1 and 2. But for her own brother, there is no help. Isn't that ironical? It is ironical, I say. You are willing to help somebody else, but in your own house there is a problem, you are not willing to help that person. So, they will be ready to lose their own lives and kill even their own relatives. Now tell me whether this line is true or not. It is true. I have so many problems here itself. Some people want to join this spiritual world. From their parents to their relatives are dead against it. So I have to ask them the question. Think, they are interested in becoming godly in nature. Are they doing anything wrong? Do I tell my students to drink? Do I give them drugs? No. Do I tell them to do all kinds of wrong things? No. When they don't do any of these things, then why are you stopping them? Why are you against these people? For what reason? Here people are becoming very nice, kind, compassionate, God-loving, and we learn spirituality. So what is wrong in that? People have no answers. They think spirituality is bad. Whereas what is really bad is the way they treat their own relatives. The goodness is no longer there. This is the Kali Yuga, and we need to accept the Kali Yuga. So men will no longer protect their elders, children, or their respectable wives. So if there is a respectable person, that person will not be taken care of. I was reading about a very famous actor who died just 2 days ago, I think yesterday. His name was Burt Reynolds. I used to admire him as a youngster. Yes, he had a very nice moustache and all that, looked very handsome and all that. And he had married a very, not married actually, but he was in love with a very beautiful lady called Sally Fields. I don't know how many of you know Sally Fields. A very great actress. And the strangest part was that he married some other people. And in the end, when he was dying, he said, I wish she would have called me. She didn't. I only loved her. So these kind of things happen in our world. And it is a very sad state of affairs. Man sacrifices his life for some petty stuff in this world. Nonsensical petty stuff in this world. And that is not good. And what do? They degrade themselves and will care only for their bellies and genitals. People do it for money and sex. That is Kamini and Kanchan, we call it. Ramakrishna Paramahansa called it like that. Man does it only for food, and other thing is sex. That is the only reason why he does these kind of things. This is the Kali Yuga. O king, in the age of Kali, people's intelligence will be diverted by atheism, and they will almost never offer sacrifice to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the supreme spiritual master of the universe. Although the great personalities who control the three worlds all bow down to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, the petty and miserable human beings of this age will not do so. It is so true. Spiritual people have become lesser and lesser. Atheists have started growing. Look at the population in any of the country today. It is more atheistic. They don't believe in God. They don't bow down to the divine Lord at all. There is no prayers. Nobody cares for the God. All the other gods, the demigods, bow down to the supreme divine. Normal human beings think that there is no God. The whole earth, the whole universe came from a big bang, from nowhere. And then evolution happened. I was seeing one very beautiful, answer given by some person. So he said, if evolution was happening, why is it that today monkeys are still there? Apes are still there. All kinds of, different kinds of apes and all monkeys and all are there. Are they not there? And if man has evolved from the monkey, doesn't it sound very funny that man is also existing and monkey is also existing? Both are existing simultaneously. So this gentleman was explaining, he said, A fish came from a fish only. Okay, so the first precursor, the first entity for the fish should be a fish only. So what makes you think that God is an idiot that he cannot make a fish? I mean, think about it. God can make anything he wants. He wants to make a bird with 3 wings also, he can make. I mean, is it not possible? It is possible. So what makes a person think that God cannot do all these kind of things? It is possible, and he can make it. He has created a species which is going to continue to do what they are supposed to do. Yes, crossbreeding happens, things happen, and it's a part and parcel. It doesn't mean that that is called evolution. Evolution means your brain should evolve, isn't it? Brain means basically your mind should evolve into something better. Here, on the contrary, it is going in the reverse direction, becoming atheistic, denying things. Well, you can go ahead and deny, it does not matter. We are not here to go and correct those people, because it's the age of Kali. And anyway, we are rushing very fast towards destruction. So we just have to wait for the destruction. Then the bell for destruction have ting somewhere, and yes, you know now, finished, everything is over. Right? So Kali Yuga is for that purpose only. And we are not here to correct anybody. So, terrified, about to die, a man collapses on his bed. Although his voice is faltering and he is hardly conscious of what he is saying, if he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of the fruitive work and achieve the supreme destination. But still, people in the age of Kali will not worship the Supreme Lord. This is a self-explanatory verse. I don't have to teach you this verse. When a man is dying, he is thinking of my property, my children, my wife, my husband. What are they thinking of? Just imagine, a person is about to die. Yesterday water didn't come. See, please fill water today. Sir, you are dying. What are you doing? You are bothered about water not coming in the tap. Sir, where you are going, there is enough water. Can you imagine that funny thing? And we have great people who will write their wills. Actually, I was discussing my own will. Suppose yesterday I was discussing my will. Okay? I was saying, what is it that I own? You know, I own nothing to write a will. There is one stupid bank account which the government of India says you need to have a bank account. So there is one bank account. And in that bank account, there is no money only. So it's okay. And there is one credit card. Because see, if you don't have a credit card, then you have a problem. So one bank account and one credit card is there. Beyond that, there is nothing to declare. No property, nothing. So you see, I don't have a will to write. Okay? The only thing is I have to leave behind a legacy. The legacy of people becoming spiritual. That is the only legacy I want to leave behind. Besides that, no will. So maybe in the next life I will try to write a will for this life. It doesn't work. So I hope you understood. When you have something, then you want to write the will. Otherwise, who is going to take the money, what is going to happen. What does it matter? You are anyway dying. See, you are going to be gone away. Who cares who is taking your money? Maybe the next life that you are going to be born, you will be born as a cockroach. Then what happens to you? What happens? Oh, that money is lying over there. You think that is going to be of any use to you? Somebody will come and crush you. See? And nowadays they will remove the protein from you. I mean, people are doing that. You are not safe anymore. Even if you are a worm, you are not safe. You know that? Nowadays people eat worms also. You look at restaurants in Paris and all this. I always thought Paris is a fancy place to go and eat food. But after what they have shown in this, Instagram photographs with all that worms and stuff like that, full of proteins. Sir, my hair is also full of protein. You want me to give you some hair to eat? We don't do that. There is proper food. We need to eat proper food. Okay? So, this is the funny part. When you have something to declare, then you are completely gone. Because when you are dying, you are still thinking, I hate that person. I hate that person. Person should not get even 1 rupee. And the moment you die, that person is going to sue you, the owner of that. 100%. Because nobody wants to let you go in peace. And then very funny thing happens. I will tell you what happens after you die. Let us say you have a property. Okay? You have a property, and that property, when you are just about to die, you write a will. Now you are the sole owner of the property. Then you write a will. And in the will you say, I want to give this property to XYZ, somebody. Now it is your will and you can do this. So when you die, all those people who didn't get it curse you. You see, their curses are anyway going to work. You know that, no? We curse this fellow to hell. Why? He didn't leave anything for us. And he's giving some idiot somewhere. Okay? So that is the reason why ownership is the biggest problem. Don't own anything. My simple solution is, I don't own anything. So what are people going to curse me? And even if they curse me, I have very good friendship with, with our Mr. Devil. Okay? We always eat together. So, I can't say drink together, no? We eat together. So, coming back to our story, person who is dying, he doesn't even utter the name of God. The God's name should be constantly on your lips. You know the reason why you are given, some of you are lucky enough to get what is called as a Kan mantra. Kan mantra means, Kan means ear. Mantra, that magical words. Some of you are lucky enough to get those words. My Guru has been kind enough, to some of you all. You should constantly take those words. Keep on repeating. Suppose the word is Om Namah Shivaya. Keep on saying Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah. Don't worry about anything. Just say it. Just keep on saying. So at the time of death, you will say those words. Whatever the mantra that your Guru has given, okay? Not some mantra which you have, I saw this very beautiful mantra. Why? You see, if I say Hare Ram, Ram Ram, it's a very long one, It's going to take me a long time to complete. So I'll say, okay, I'll make a short mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum. Finish. Why? I don't know what it means, but Om Mani Padme Hum sounds very fancy. This is not how you select a mantra. Your Guru has to give you. Okay? So take that mantra and take the name of the Lord. That's it. And don't think about your property. This is it. Alright? In Kali Yuga, objects, places, and even individual personalities are polluted. The Almighty Personality of Godhead, however, can remove all such contaminations from the life of one who fixes the Lord within his mind. Every place is going to be contaminated. People think that going to some place called Uti, Tuti and Puti, they are going to be nice, or Switzerland. Even you go to Switzerland, or you go to in Timbuktu, or you go to even North Pole or South Pole, it is still contaminated. Alright? So places, contamination is everywhere. And now you will say, Delhi metro, Delhi so much of pollution. Sir, Bangalore also has pollution. Chennai also has pollution. Pollution is there even in the hills. I went to a very funny place and I thought that place will be very beautiful. Okay. And it was the most polluted place on earth. Dehradun. It is Dehradun, not Dun. Doom. It's become doomed. Very dirty place it has become. I always thought it was very pretty and beautiful. It's no longer like that. People think villages are beautiful. In every village in India, you will find fancy bikes now. All those nice steering and nice this and nice, very fancy bikes everybody is having. And everybody has a cell phone. It's a very strange world. And everything is contaminated. So objects, places, individuals are all polluted. And the God says, Krishna says, the only way of getting out of it is taking my name and surrendering at my feet. Don't do anything else. That is all that you need to do. If a person hears about, glorifies, meditates upon, or worships, or simply offers great respect to the Supreme Lord, he who is situated within the heart, the Lord will remove from his mind the contamination accumulated during many thousands of lifetimes. We have got these thousands of lifetimes with us, and all the contamination, all the karma that we have kept on accumulating can just go away if we hear about the Lord's name. See, in our satsang, what do? We just take the Lord's name only. Glorification, we glorify Him, meditate upon, worship, or simply offer great respect to the Lord. These are the things that you can do. You can glorify Him, that means sing songs, dance, those kind of things. Meditate upon, just think about the Lord constantly 24/7. Worship Him in your heart. Think about the Lord constantly. Offer great respects to Him. And He is actually there in your heart. Then what happens? He will remove the contamination from your mind. Your mind, which is contaminated by all these karmas which have come from so many lifetimes of yours, they will all get removed. Just be the devotee of the Lord. That's what He says. Just as fire applied to gold removes any discoloration caused by traces of other metal, Lord Vishnu within the heart purifies the minds of the yogis. So when you do all these things, your minds are going to get purified and you will become a yogi yourself. By one engaging in the process of demigod worship, austerities, breath control, compassion, bathing in holy places, strict vows, charity and chanting of various mantras, one's mind cannot attain the same absolute purification as that achieved when the unlimited personality of Godhead appears in one's heart. See, people try to do so many things. You know what they do? They try to worship the demigods. That means they go to each and every temple and keep on worshipping. Hey God, please give me this, please that, all that. Or they do austerities. They do breath control, pranayama and all those kind of things. Compassion. They show compassion to people around. Animals also, of course. Bathing in holy places. They will put loads of water in the holy places. When you go to holy place, please be careful. Okay. Before you remove the water, ask them, what is the price of the water? Because you don't know, no? See, the funny part is, even if you are dipping yourself in the Ganga, there is somebody waiting for you. Sir, I will perform this puja for you. Okay? Okay, this is only going to cost you very little. All your forefathers and all will have a very safe journey. Sir, please, only this much of puja. It will take only 5 minutes. For 5 minutes of puja, all my forefathers are going to get liberated. I didn't know that. So actually, I should have told him, why don't you do the puja yourself and liberate yourself? I don't want my forefathers to be liberated. I have already liberated them. But this is how it is. Every place it is like this. In temples, if you go, they will tell you, straight darshan. Straight. From here, straight inside. What do you mean by straight inside? Yeah, we will do this puja, that puja, that puja, that puja. And one of the temples that I went recently, when you go straight to these counters and pay money so that you can perform some archana, abhisheka or something like some kind of a puja that you do. So I told him, I want to do some puja. Okay. So I gave him some money. Normally the puja happens and you go inside and you give him that slip and the person does something. I don't know what he does. He came out with one small thing and gave it. This is what it is. So I said, Prasad? No Prasad. Water. You can take a little water. Tirth. So then I have to ask him. I said, but if I need a prasad, prasad means a little bit of some sweet or something like that. We don't do that. Okay? You don't do that. But then in most of the temples it is obligatory. And we do it. So the strangest part was, I have done this. By the way, just to understand, I will tell you how this is done. You don't give the money to the main person over there. Okay, that means the one who is cutting the slip, income tax papers, 88CC, all that. You don't give him that money, but you go and give the bribe to the priest over there. You give him the same money. Suppose you are giving 100 rupees outside and taking a receipt for it. You go and bribe that priest inside. He will bring one nice coconut, lot of sweets, one lot of flowers, and then he'll say, sir, take this. Next time you please come, you remember my name. And he'll remove his card from the pocket and give it to you. I have collected a lot of these kind of cards. They have cards made out of their name. If you want any puja, archana, direct darshan, this, that, please come to me. This is my card. This is the kind of corruption that is there. Every temple it is like this. And in some temples, people have started issuing token systems. Token system means you take a token, I don't know what they will do with the token, then you have to stand in the queue when the number comes and then you go inside. Now, I thought that when there is a token system, you don't have something which is called like a direct entry. But actually I was mistaken. You can still have direct entry, overriding the system. In computers we have overriding the system, Here also in life there is an overriding in system. Whether your number is there or not there does not matter. The Kali Yuga says in this book, everything runs by money. And this is the worst part of life. So going to holy places, no God will be there. Okay? Here Krishna is telling, here these words are telling you, see this. And please remember these words. Bathing in holy places, strict vows, you can take strict vows as much as. Charity you can do till the end of life. You can chant various mantras. One's mind cannot attain the absolute purification. Mark these words. It cannot attain the absolute purification by doing any of these actions. As that achieved when the unlimited personality of Godhead appears within one's heart. And how does he appear? A person hears, glorifies, meditates, worships, simply offers great respect to the Supreme Lord. When you offer this to Krishna directly, you don't have to do anything to anybody else. No need of temple visits, no need of doing all kinds of, snanam and taking names and doing all meditation and doing whatever. Just take the name of the Lord. This is what he says. Glorify, meditate, worship, offer respect to the Supreme Lord. Then he will appear in your heart. And when he appears in your heart, you have achieved your ultimate goal in life. I hope you understood this. Therefore, O king, endeavor with all your might to fix the Supreme Lord Keshava within your heart. Keshava means Krishna. Maintain this concentration upon the Lord at the time of death, and you will certainly attain the supreme destination. So, Sukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit, endeavor, work very, very hard with all the might that you have to fix Lord Keshava, Krishna in your heart. Please you don't have to do the rest of the things which we took in the previous verse, demigod worship, austerity, breath control, compassion, bathing in holy places, strict vows, charity, chanting of mantras. None of this will make you achieve your objective except this: fix the Lord in your heart. Concentrate on the Lord's feet at the time of death, and you will certainly attain the supreme destination. My dear King, the personality of Godhead is the ultimate controller. He is the supreme soul and the supreme shelter of all beings. When meditated upon by those who are about to die, He reveals to them their own eternal spiritual identity. So the Lord is gracious enough. So when you are dying, and if you are taking His name, if you are focused your mind only at His lotus feet, then what happens? He ensures that you reach your destination, and He will reveal your own identity to you, which is none other than Him. Got it? My dear King, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, there is still one good quality about this age. Simply by chanting the name of the Lord, one can become free from material bondage and be promoted to the transcendental kingdom. So if you want to go to Golok Vrindavana, please take His name constantly and remember Him constantly. And you don't have to bother your head about anything else after that. Whatever results were obtained in Satyuga by meditating on Vishnu, in Treta Yuga by performing sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet can be obtained in Kali Yuga by chanting the name of the Lord. So take the name of the Lord and you will reach your destination. In the first Yuga, it was all upon meditating on Vishnu. Second, it was about sacrifices. Third, it was about serving the lotus feet. And the fourth now, take the name of the Lord and you will be there. So we have come to the end of this beautiful chapter which spoke about what happens in the Kali Yuga. Tomorrow we will do chapter 4. So we will stop over here and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a nice day.